7.
Thank you.
I don't see my notes. Still says 7.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Whoa. Eliana has a lot of Shabbat Shalom energy tonight. I love that. Will you share your energy with everybody in the room? Go like this. No? Should we try it again and see if everybody can have as much energy as Eliana just had? Shabbat Shalom. See, look at that. You're an influencer. You shared your energy with everybody in the room. So great to be able to be together. I'm in shock that I'm about to say this for the final Shabbat of 2022. I don't know if anybody else is feeling like it both went extremely slowly, the year of 2022, and also went by with the blink of an eye. It was one of those, it's like if you ever went to overnight summer camp, when like you're in the middle of it and you think it's going on and on and on, and by the end everybody cries because it went by too quickly. That's kind of how 2022 has felt for me. I am in shock that we are coming upon New Year's, but I'm so excited that we are able to celebrate Shabbat together one last time for this year. Let us sing those words, Hine ma tov, how great it is to be together. Hine ma tov u'manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. I have to say, so last Shabbat I was not here. We were away. And it was my first time not being in this space since July 1st, other than when I had COVID. Let's ignore those few weeks. But since July 1st, and it was kind of weird. For a moment, I forgot it was Shabbat. We were away, and the evening had passed, and there was a moment when the three of us were like, wait a minute, Shabbat Shalom. And I think that when we get into a routine, when we're used to the same schedule week after week, when for whatever reason that changes, it makes you think about things a little bit differently. So it was great to be away with my family and the coldest beach vacation I've ever been on in my life, but it's also nice to be back. It was the first time we left Baton Rouge since we arrived, and it felt like home coming back, which was kind of interesting for the first time. And I feel like that's a moment for us, not just transitioning of the year, but transitioning for our family as well. Let us welcome Shabbat with the lighting of Shabbat candles. I invite you to open your prayer books to page 120. I forgot to ask if anybody wanted the honor of lighting our Shabbat candles this evening, so I will ask now. Would anybody or any two people like the honor? If you want to come with her too. Come on, Sherry and Isaac. Amen. Thank you both. Shabbat Shalom. Let us turn now in our prayer books to page 124. Let us read together the prayer that begins in the middle. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Let us continue welcoming Shabbat with the words of Lecha Dodi, page 138 and 139. We will sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9 with our chorus in between. And if you would like on that 9th and final verse to rise and to face the door with which you entered so we can metaphorically greet Shabbat into our community, I will invite you to do so. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor bedibor echad hishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad ushmo echad Lashem ul tiferet ve'litila Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'maksheva tehila. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri kiva orei kumi ori uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvesohola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 panei Shabbat nekabela. Before you take your seats, if there's someone in the room who, I love how everybody started going like this, but if there's someone in the room who you've not yet had a chance to greet and to wish a Shabbat Shalom to for this last Shabbat of the year, I invite you to do so now. As I lose my voice. let us continue our theme of welcoming as we welcome the ministering angels singing Shalom Aleichem, page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Before we join together in our Chatzi Kaddish, I invite us to read together the short prayer on the bottom of 145. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence. Page 144. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yotev yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, ve'imeru. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olo me'omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamiran be'alma ve'imeru. Page 146, I invite you to rise. You may be seated. Let us read together on the top of page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Together on page 150. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. As we turn the page to page 152, I invite you to rise for Shema, if you wish. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. We continue chanting together, page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol lavavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvleftecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Together on the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together, and singing together on the top of page 158. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, no ratehilot, o seifele, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Let us read together on page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. I'm curious if anybody wants to share something they're looking forward to on this last Shabbat of the secular year. Last Shabbat of the secular year. Anything we're thinking about that we're looking forward to? Yeah, Isaac. Going to summer camp. Thinking about it already, right? Yeah. Do you have a countdown going? No. I think they sent me an email with a countdown. I don't remember what the countdown was yet, though. Yes. Going to Jacob's camp. Yes. For the first time in a bunk, right? You can ask Isaac about it.
The first time being a camp.
Yeah. So the kids have summer on their mind. Maybe me too a little. What else? Things we're thinking about, looking forward to on this last Shabbat of the year. No one else? Ooh. Where'd you say you're going? Oh, nice. Very nice. Is it like soon? What? Today's your anniversary? Well, mazel tov. You said 35 years. Wonderful. And you said spending time with family, right? Wonderful. I'm hoping I get the rest of my voice back. That's one thing that I'm sure everybody can hear. Eliana, something else you're looking forward to?
And going to swim lessons.
Oh, we are starting.
Only myself to learn how to do swimming.
Yeah, we are starting swim lessons in a few days. Yes. Restarting, really, but yeah.
There's probably a football game.
There's probably a football game, or 2 or 3, or lots of them coming up. I will tell you that the Tepper family has already told me they aren't going to speak to me because I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and they are Georgia fans. So the Tepper family has told me we can't speak for a few days. I think that's starting today. I don't know. The temple office divided, yes. Anything else people are looking forward to? Who thinks they're going to make it to midnight tomorrow night? The joy, though, which we learned when we moved from the East Coast to the Central Time Zone for the first time, is that you don't have to make it to midnight. You only have to make it to 11 because you can watch the ball drop on East Coast time and pretend like you made it to midnight. So that was something we learned the first time we moved to Central Time Zone from the East Coast. Everybody else? Wonderful. As we think about all these things we are looking forward to, both with Shabbat and with the months to come, let us continue our celebrations of Shabbat with those words, singing of Vishamru, page 162 at the top. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית olam. As we turn the page to page 164 and following, I invite you to please rise. Adonai sefatai tipta ufi yagite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elokei avotinu v'imotenu, Elokei Abraham, Elokei Yitzchak, Elokei Yaakov, Elokei Sarah, Elokei Rivka, Elokei Rachel, Elokei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'zoker Chastei Avot v'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atavra Le'oshia, Mashif HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Berachamim Rahim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afa, Michamocha Ba'avivurot, Umidom Melech, Melech Memit, Umechayeh, Umasmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lechachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh u'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. I invite you to continue silently, either with the words you find on the pages till page 180, or the words you find in your own hearts this evening, and you may be seated whenever you wish. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. As we pray for shalom, as we pray for peace, many of us in this room might be feeling that sense of peace. But we know there are people amongst us and our friends, our family, our neighbors, the community, and throughout the world who are searching. And possibly they're searching because they are suffering illness. So let us turn now to prayers of healing. Our UJCBR prayer of healing can be found on page 371. Tonight as a community, we think of Joy Lewis, Lucy Silva, Minna Bat Yentl, Mordechai Ben Dina, Rowan Hausman, Anna Carlo, Judy Roheim, Frida Tamaro Bat Liba Bela, Manucha Pasa Bat Cherny Umosha, Gretchen Haynes, Steve Sinkoff, Linda Weinstein, Ruby Smolinski, Lee Kaplan, Jennifer Casson, Vicky Furstel, Storm Matthews, Ivo Spalatin, Terry Stern, and Judith Bon Britnell. If there are others you are thinking of on this Shabbat, if you'd like to share their names aloud, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. For the names we heard aloud and those we hold in our hearts, let us pray for healing. Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Amen. Keep going. Mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Man, the worst thing for someone who basically talks for a living is for them to lose their voice. But how beautiful it is to have a community that I can stop singing and everyone else can continue our prayers. We'll see, though, if I can get through a little bit of teaching tonight. Find more time for myself. Get healthy. Sleep more. Make good decisions. Work on my reactions to difficult situations. On this, the last Shabbat of 2022, many of us are already turning our attention to next year, planning, thinking about what, if any, resolutions we might make for the secular new year. Knowing that some of our resolutions have probably appeared on previous year's lists as well, we know all too well how easily we can forget or forego our best intentions when things get in the way. Every year, people around the world make New Year's resolutions to reach their goals, improve their health, and better their lives. Many people are successful at keeping their resolutions, while many others are not. On the Discover Happy Habits website, we can read statistics about New Year's resolutions. According to a 2016 study, of the 41% of Americans who make New Year's resolutions, by the end of the year, only, can you guess, what percentage do we think are successful in keeping them? 13. Oh, we've got a range here. We got 13, we got 1, it's somewhere in between. According to this study, it says 9% of people are successful in keeping them. So less than 13, but better than 1. The most popular resolutions for 2022 were living healthier, personal improvement and happiness, and losing weight. In one 2014 study, 35% of participants who failed their New Year's resolutions said they had unrealistic goals. 33% of participants who failed just didn't keep track of their progress. And 23% forgot all about the resolutions they had made. About 1 in 10 people who failed said they just made too many resolutions. I don't know if you're a New Year's resolution keeper, but keeping one is hard enough. So if you make many, it is hard to keep them all. The website also shared that only 23% of survey participants planned on even making New Year's resolutions. So no matter if you make resolutions or not, we can learn from the fact that, like on our New Year, Rosh Hashanah, right? New Year's was so 3 months ago. People all over the world look back at the past year and plan for the one ahead when the clock strikes midnight, whether we're awake or asleep, on January 1st, year after year. This year has been, for many, far from perfect. Since March of 2020, when COVID entered our lives, we have learned that many things that happen throughout any given year are completely out of our control. Over the past few years, we have seen hate like anti-Semitism come back into the spotlight. We have seen controversy arise over the necessity for American Jews to have a relationship with Israel, no matter what government is in charge in our homeland. Medical professionals have been overloaded with patients suffering from many illnesses, and so many more issues that plague us on a daily basis. Maybe it's in those most imperfect moments, or even most imperfect years, though, that we learn the most. Even though the clock striking midnight on January 1, 2023 does not give us an automatic restart, we are all ready to put certain moments from this year behind us. I can't predict the future, but I can hope that at some point in my life, I will be able to acknowledge why I, and maybe each of us, has grown because of any imperfect year or moment. This week's Torah portion gives us a glimpse into what it might be like once we discover the personal lessons in each difficult moment. It teaches us the Jewish response to suffering. Joseph, now second in command in Egypt, reveals himself to his brothers who have come to Egypt looking for food since there was a famine in their land. Originally, though, he had concealed his true identity from his brothers upon their arrival. He even framed them for stealing and held his brother Simeon for ransom until they returned with Benjamin. When they returned with Benjamin, Joseph holds Benjamin hostage, and Judah pleads to release him. Seeing his brother's love for Benjamin, this is the moment Joseph decides to tell them he is actually their brother. And he reassures them that all of the bad stuff he has lived through since being sold into Egyptian slavery has had a purpose. In fact, He tells them that even though they thought they were doing him harm, it was really God who sent him ahead of them so that he could be the one to save their lives and the life of their father. With this seemingly simple declaration to his brothers, Joseph took the otherwise random and imperfect experiences of his life, and he created a sense of meaning and purpose out of them. It teaches that we can create something good from every challenge or disappointment that life throws at us throughout any given year. So can we think the same about the hard moments we experienced during 2022? Can we think about this year not as the perfect moments we missed, but as moments that helped us grow, learn, and adapt? Can we think about this year not as the imperfect behavior of our kids, family, friends, and community, but as natural responses to difficulties that help bring us closer together? Each of us has the chance, over and over again in our lives, to transcend difficult experiences of the past, to find a renewed sense of purpose and meaning in our relationships, struggles, triumphs, and even tragedies. We don't need to live lives only full of those perfect moments. We need to be like Joseph and create meaning and purpose out of our seemingly random, imperfect, and difficult life experiences. So as we say goodbye to 2022 and hello to, I can't believe it, 2023, let us be aware of even the hardest of moments and then use them to make us stronger. Who knows? Maybe if we do, we will learn the right resolutions to make that we will actually be able to keep. Shabbat shalom. Come back, come back. Come back. Bathroom break. Will you help them? She's looking at me funny, I don't know. Oh, that was Eliana I'm talking about. Let us now prepare to conclude our service. So let's turn to page 586. Isaac will join you when he comes back. On page 586, we find the words of Aleinu. We're going to open the ark and we're going to invite you to rise. Will you get that door? This one. Pull right here and walk that way. Can you push it that way? Careful. Good job. Can you come on this side of the door with me? Right here. Sure. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latekedu laliotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzo, velo samanu kamishpachot adama, shelo sam chelkenu kachem, vegor aleinu kechol hamona, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu notei shamayim veyoser haaretz, umoshev yikaro b'shamayim ima'al, ushkinatu zo begohei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od, emet malkeinu efes ulato, kakatuv betorato, vayadata hayom vehashavota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, bashamayim nimal, ve'al haaretz mitachat ein od. Let us read together on the top of page 591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'nemar, v'haya Adonai, lamelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yihya Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. Can you help me close it now? Hold on, come on. Okay, go. Push. You may be seated. Whatever it's called. Do you want the candy anyway? Is that okay? As our prayers draw to a close on this Shabbat evening, we turn our thoughts now to our loved ones who are no more. Tonight we think of two who passed away in the past 30 days, Lynn Fleischman Schmulin and Jerry Black. To their names we add the names of those who passed away during the past year: Eileen Burton, Virginia Gordon, Bruce Dunham, Jim Bullman, R.B. Dickerson, Moni Mayer, Joanne Strickler, Richard Stone, John Wormser, Robert Eisenbach, Jerry Suppos, Donald Kim, Hannah Bine, Nathan Zuckerman, Bernie Flicker, Herman Van Oz, Shirley Marvin, Victoria Vestel, and Morris Bonadonna. We also think of those who died at this season in years past, and whose family members are observing the Yortzeit, the anniversary of death, on this Shabbat. Julius Aronofsky, Bertha Bender, Albert Bine, Sarah Black, Edith Bloomberg, Rabbi Brooks, Celia Clemens, Nathan Chapman, Armand Cohn, Polly Flicker, Pearlie Folks, Jane Facto, Nina Ginsburg, Joseph Hollander, Meyer Kaplan, Marcia Cantro, Joe Katz, Jeannie Kober, Dorothy Korn, Ann Lambert, Morris Levy, Annie Mills, Paul Mills, Morris Pete Novick, Belle Reznikoff, Ulrich Rosen, Victor A. Saxey II, Ira Sandy Sager, Gerson Saltz, Dorothy Siegel, Joe Paul Steiner, Joseph Sternberg, Mildred Suffren, Ben Tater, Lawrence Trahan, Harry Wander, Emma Weissenberg, Earlene Wilson, and William Zachem. If there are others you are remembering this evening, if you'd like to share their names aloud, I invite you to do so as my eyes meet yours. For the names we heard aloud and those whom we hold in our hearts, We turn together to the words of Mourner's Kaddish, page 598, and I invite you to rise if you wish. Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach yirotev yamlich malchuteh, v'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam olamei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yahei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may all their memories be for a blessing. As together we say. You may be seated, except for Harold. I think I'm correct that you are a representative of our Board of Trustees tonight to welcome us all and share some brief announcements. And I have them right here for you.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks to all for joining us tonight at our services. Tomorrow there will be Torah study in the social hall at 9:30 a.m., both in person and on Zoom. There will be a Shabbat minyan in the green room at 10 o'clock, in person only. There will be services in the sanctuary at 10:30 a.m., both in person and on YouTube. At 5:30 p.m., there will be a Havdalah hosted by the Saxes on Zoom. Links for everything has been sent in our weekly announcements, and check on the weekly announcements for all things synagogue as you think about it. We wish everyone a safe and healthy New Year. The synagogue building will be closed on Sunday, January 1st and Monday, January 2nd. Next Shabbat, join us as we celebrate the Bat Mitzvah of Meg Cantrell. Mark your calendars now for adult education the second and fourth Sundays of every month, and for our new program, Go to the Shul, the third Wednesday of every month beginning in January. Please continue to refer to our emails and website for all upcoming program. Again, a safe, happy, healthy, and productive New Year to all of us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Harold. I will just add that although our building and offices will be closed, I am always reachable, so if anybody reaches out to you and they think they need to get to me for any reason, I am always reachable. And so please make sure people know that even if the building won't be open, we are all available. I don't know if we're all available. I'm available. I shouldn't put everybody out there, but I'm definitely available. Let us close out our service tonight singing. Last time of the year, let's do Adon Olam. Is that what you guys were thinking over there? Sometimes you guys guess for me. I don't know, greatest hits. What were you thinking? Do you want me just to skip? You were ready for challah? Should we just skip to Motzi? Let's do a little bit of Adon Olam. I won't, the way I sing it, I don't keep the chorus in between the middle, so it shouldn't be too long, and then we'll quickly get to that challah, because we know Isaac and probably everyone is excited for it. 625 is where you can find the words of Adon Olam. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yetzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa, B'chefsa Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol, Livado Yimloch Nora Adon Olam, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Hoveh, Ve'hu Yeh B'tifara Adon Olam, Ve'hu Echad, Ve'ein Sheni, Laham Shilo Lehachbira Adon Olam, Beli Reshit, Bali Tachlit, Velo Haoz V'Hamisra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Eli, Ve'chai Goali, V'tzorchev li be'et tzara adon olam. V'hu nisi umanos li. Menat kosi b'yom ekra adon olam. Beyado afkid ruchi. Be'et ishan ve'ayira adon olam. Ve'im ruchi geviati. Adonai li velo ira adon olam. Adon olam. Asher malach. Bateram kol. Yetzir nivra. Li'et nasa. V'chafsa kol. Azai melech shemo nikra adon olam. One more thing between Isaac and the challah. Page 123. We join together in Kiddush. I invite you to please rise, to raise your imaginary cup, and I'll be honest with everybody in the room tonight, there's nothing actually in here I just discovered, so I have a real cup, but it also will be imaginary tonight. Let us join together. I probably shouldn't have told anybody and then no one would have known, but I felt like I should be honest. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim? Someone, I guess, came early and prepared themselves for the new year a little early. So Isaac, why don't you come on up here? Eliana, do you want to come up too? Take that cover off that. I think it's for your ass, but Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom and happy New Year. Thank you for folding that so nicely. Finish yours? You're gonna have to rip. Get it out without me touching it. Oh, it smells good. Elbows touch me good. Now everybody please come have some challah. They walked up. Did you? She dropped hers on the floor. Say yes. That's great. Thank you, Chloe. Well, your child Isaac here was not happy that it was not sliced.
When I was a kid, one of the most heated arguments was over whether or not to slice the olive. Like, one of the Holocaust survivors was good at arguing. It was. Yeah. Not good.
What was the winning? Who won? Was this like Hillel versus Shammai in your house? A nice debate. You know, like my favorite camp thing they both talked about camp, Jewish camp memory. This was like obviously way before COVID. Was when we all like with our dirty hands held onto it and everyone touched everyone, and then that was my favorite. That's my favorite Shabbat moment. But like, yeah. I think I would vote. Nothing live like, and those kind of viruses don't live on stuff, right? They live in us, and they need like special environments.
Also, germs don't exist on Shabbat.
Tractate.
Germs, calories, don't exist on Shabbat.
I still don't have a good response for you.
Remember, I'm still gonna
You want to fold it for me? Are your hands sticky from your lolly? Oh, you can just leave it down there. You can leave it down there. But thank you for helping. Don't throw it away. Just leave it there because we'll if there's any left over, we'll. Hold on, I'm not ready for that end to be folded yet. But thank you for helping. So he says no calories. I used to always say on Shabbat we're supposed to get an extra soul, an extra neshama, and mine just is hungry. Yes.
I tell you, if that came falls, then this whole place is going to the ground.
You know, let's think of an optimistic thing. That candle brings more light into our lives. Your brother's sick?
No, yes.
Yeah.
But
The sneezes. I just finished the sneezes.
this place is made out of wood. This,
I would agree with that,
so then
yes.
I would agree that when that falls, Mommy, this is broken wood.
It is. I was just saying let's think that it's not going to fall. We both responded. I was surprised you didn't say bye rabbinical one. We like that also.